Hey ladies, today I'm going to share with you a recipe that I have been making for over 20 years. I don't know exactly how long, but definitely over 20 years. It is granola. So 20 years ago, although I was always health conscious, I got really health conscious about 10 years ago when menopause hit. Then I realized there was no joking around anymore. I had to really take my health seriously. So this recipe is delicious. I'm gonna share the original recipe in the notes, but I'm not gonna do the original recipe because now I have changed it up to make it healthier. But I do still make the original version if I'm having out-of-town guest stay. I make it and it is such a crowd pleaser. It's so delicious, you guys. But it has a lot of sugar in it. It has 1 cup of brown sugar and it has 1 cup of honey. I don't want to ingest that much sugar, so I use sugar substitutes. I use good quality sweeteners, ones that won't spike my blood sugar, that won't affect my glycemic index. It's still a treat. It's not something that I'm gonna eat every day, but it makes a lot. So I put it in the freezer, and then whenever I want a treat, I can pull it out. It's also something good to travel with if you just want a little munchie and you just don't know what you can get in the airport, and we are traveling this weekend. So I thought I'm gonna make it and we will have it to take with us on the trip. And I thought I would share it with my friends because it is just that good. I don't want you to miss out, and it takes such little time to make. You're gonna be wanting to make this all the time. But remember, keep it as a treat. Don't eat it every day. That's just my advice. You do you. But let's get started. And I want to welcome anyone who's new to the channel. We are older gals. We hang out together on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we do a lot of fashion. I like to throw in my recipes because I love to cook, and I love to cook healthy, and I'm a big believer in living longer, not dying longer, because people are living a long time, but they're not living healthy for a long time. So if I'm gonna live long, I want my last years to be just as healthy as my years right now. So I am really working at keeping myself as healthy as I possibly can. So nutrition plays a huge part in that. So any recipe that I share with you, you know is going to be on the healthier side. So if any of that appeals to you, I would love it if you would join our super cool Older Gals gang, subscribe, hit the bell, and YouTube will remind you when we have girl time, because I would hate to miss seeing you. So let me run through really quickly what the ingredients are. So we have oatmeal, that is the main ingredient. There's 6 cups of that. Make sure you get the old-fashioned, do not get the quick one. Then we have wheat germ and we have wheat bran. So we're getting our fiber, ladies. And then grape nuts. And then we have coconut. I want to make note that you really need to pay attention that it's unsweetened, because they just want to sweeten coconut. It's a hard one to find unsweetened. You've got to look for it and pay attention. Always read ingredients to everything you purchase, because they put sugar in everything. And then I put 2 cups of nuts, literally any nut that calls your name. Today I'm putting walnuts and almonds. I had whole almonds and I just kind of roughly chopped them up because I like to have a little crunch in my granola. So now all I do is dump those ingredients into my big bowl. 6 cups of rolled oat, 1 cup of wheat germ, and half a cup of wheat bran, 1 cup of grape nuts, and a half a cup of the coconut. And then it calls for 1 cup of brown sugar. So I use the Swerve, the brown sugar one. Just dump that in and then mix it all up. And I almost forgot the nuts. So 2 cups of my walnuts and my almonds. Once I get this all mixed up, then I'm going to add 1 cup of my sweetener to 1 cup of avocado oil. I use golden monk fruit sweetener, and they say that it's replacement for raw cane sugar. Once the sweetener has dissolved into the oil, then I just pour it all over the granola. I use a really big baking sheet and I do it all in one shot. If you want to do 2 baking sheets, you could do that. But I just put it all in one. And I already turned on the oven to 350, so that is all set to go. So I even it out, but it's a thick layer. So what I do is I put it in for 10 minutes, and then the ends are gonna start getting brown before the middle part does. So after 10 minutes, I just sort of push the ends in, give it a little stir, and then put it back in for another 10 or 15 minutes. So while I have the granola in the oven, I'm gonna make my almond milk. Yes, you can just go to the grocery store and buy almond milk, but there's ingredients in there that I don't want inside my body, so I prefer to make my own almond milk. If that interests you, it is so easy to do, but it's a process. They say that you need to soak the almonds overnight. I never, literally never do that because I just don't plan ahead to do that. So what I do is I put a cup of almonds and I put 4 cups of boiling water over top of it, and maybe an hour, not even, it's ready. So it has been sitting there, I think actually more than an hour. So now I just take it, I dump the whole thing into the blender, I just blend it for about 2 minutes, and then I put it through a nut bag. And now I pulled out my nut bag. Most of the stuff I really have trouble finding, like the sweeteners and even like a nut bag, that you can tell this has been well loved. I use it a lot. But since things are kind of tricky to find, I get everything on Amazon. So I put the nut bag right into the same measuring cup that I was soaking the almonds in. And then I just pour in my almond milk. And then you squeeze out the milk. And I should also say that I use filtered water to soak the almonds because that's what you're gonna drink. So this is a little bit messy. Make sure you have clean hands. And you just squeeze until there's nothing left to squeeze. And then you just throw out the nuts that are inside the bag. Pour my almond milk in there, put it in the fridge, and it's good for 3 or 4 days. So this is what it looks like after 10 minutes. So you can see the edges are browner than the middle. So I just push the edges into the middle and then stir it all up and put it back in for another 10 minutes. So here is what it looks like after 25 minutes of being in the oven. Like I said, I took it out after 10 minutes, gave it a little stir, put it back in, and look at how toasty and delicious it looks. My husband just walked through the kitchen and he's like, it smells like a bakery in here. And when I told him I was making the granola, he was so excited. It's his favorite. So now I'm gonna do the taste test. I know it's delicious, but it's a good excuse for me to eat because my favorite activity is eating. That is why I put a lot of effort into making sure that the food I eat is healthy so that I can eat and enjoy it and not feel guilty for eating delicious, amazing food. And my almond milk that has chilled. That is such a huge treat for me. So delicious, and that's it. I hope you give it a try because it's ridiculously delicious. Leave in the comments if eating healthy is important to you. I'm just really curious. When I do these recipes, I'm just wondering, do people actually want to learn how to cook healthy? Is that something that really is important to you? Or you just couldn't be bothered? I'm just curious. So let me know in the comments. I just love saying hi to you guys anyways. Even if you just want to say hi in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Have an amazing day, you guys. I love you. Bye.